Local dirt track racing is a popular sport in our area. Steve McQueen once said, "Racing is life. Anything before or after is just waiting." What do you think of when you hear the words dirt track racing? My guess is the first thing you think of is dirt bikes. Did you know that there are at least 10 tracks within an hour and a half of our area? Today, I'd like to share some information with you about 3 of our local dirt tracks, touch base on the different types of race cars, as well as talk about the racing community and family. The first track that I want to talk about is Williams Grove Speedway. This is just one of the 6 tracks that are in our area. Williams Grove Speedway is located on Williams Grove Road in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. The track was built in 1939. It's a 1/2 mile banked smooth clay oval track, and the race cars can get into speeds of an excess of 100 miles per hour. Williams Grove races on Friday nights, and the main division there is the 410 sprint cars. If you take notice by the picture here, you'll be able to see that there's a long front stretch, a long back stretch, and then you have the first and second corner and the third and fourth corner. The nice thing about this track is it has the infield here, which allows the spectators to sit and enjoy, as well as be able to get to see some of the rigs that are in the infield there. And then on the front stretch here, you have the main grandstands. And then on the back stretch here, you also have some grandstands for the spectators as well as for the people that sit out here or are parked out here in the pits. The second track I want to talk about is Baps Motor Speedway. This track's located on York Road in York Haven, PA. The track was built in 1954. It's a 4/10 semi-banked oval track. It races on Saturday nights from March to November. And the main divisions for this track is the Super Sportsman, the Limited Late Models, and the Street Stocks. And this track's my favorite track because this is where I'm at every Saturday night with our family-owned business. Just like Williams Grove, it has the back stretch and the front stretch, first and second corner, and then the third and fourth corner. This one does not have an infield for the spectators. Pits are on the outside here with the main grandstands here. And then there's pits in the back here with some grandstands for the people that are parked in the back pits. The third local track I want to talk about is Lincoln Speedway. Lincoln Speedway is located on Racetrack Road in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. This is their 60th year of offering up family fun entertainment. The track is a 3/8 mile high banked clay oval. They race on Saturday nights from February to October, and their main divisions are the 410 and 358 sprint cars. This picture here doesn't give you a very good viewing of it, but again, the front stretch, the back stretch, third and fourth corner, and then out here would be the first and second corner. This track does have an infield for the spectators to be able to view the racing from. And then as well as there's grandstands on the the front stretch here, and then the pits are back here in the back stretch, and then there's some grandstands back there for the people that are in the pits to view. This is just a slide just kind of going over what I just explained with each of the other tracks, or with the other track pictures. It just basically explains that each track has a first turn, second turn, third turn, and fourth turn. It talks about some of the tracks having the infields. And then another thing too is that each of the tracks offers a concession that the spectators can purchase food at, as well as souvenir stands. A lot of the drivers also will have trailers there with t-shirts that you can purchase. Next, I'm going to touch base here on the different types of race cars. The area has a few different types. The main one that our area is known for is sprint cars, which is the picture here to the left. And then there's also the late models, which are stock cars, and then also a various of other types of stock cars. So the first ones we're going to talk about is the late models. There's 2 that are generally in our area, which is a super late model and a limited late model. With these types of race cars, they're known as stock cars. They have the closed cockpit here for where the driver sits. A lot of people consider these types of cars safer as well than an open wheel car, which I'll get to next. The difference between the stock car, limited late models, or any type of stock car really, is that there is no wings on these as there is with open wheel cars. The next car that I'd like to talk about is the sprint cars. There's a couple different divisions in this area. The 410s are the main ones. There's also 360s, 358s, and 305s. The main difference between those is the engines, but you can see all these cars will have a top wing here, the front wing down here, and then the big difference too between the two is that they run different types of tires as well as run different types of motors. If you're familiar with NASCAR, a couple of the NASCAR drivers like Tony Stewart and Casey Kane, they started their racing in sprint cars, and now they left NASCAR and came back to sprint car racing. The last thing that I want to talk about is how racing is family. This is a really big thing for me with the community and racing and family together. Whether it's nationwide, worldwide, racing is one big family. The first time that you come to a racetrack, you'll feel welcomed, and the person I'm sure that you're sitting beside will help you understand the sport. When there is a tragedy that does strike our racing community, everybody really does come together. It's like a fraternity, said John Miller. It's like a good old boys club. If someone needs help, we help. These words are spoken in 2015 when Jim Campbell Jr. was killed on track at Williams Grove. This picture here is just one that was recently killed last year. This is Greg Hodnett's wife at his funeral. But it's just, everybody comes together in this sport. Talking about community, drivers, they love to speak with the fans as well as the kids. The children are the future of our sport. General Manager Justin Lowe from Williams Grove Speedway once said, "We want to get the kids more involved and let them have a good time before the races and then enjoy a night watching the races." A lot of the tracks will have their own kids' night each year. It's before the races. It lets all the kids come out for free most of the time. They give away prizes. They get to meet the drivers. I'm in charge of one of them, so we get to do the bike races with the kids. The kids get to meet their drivers, favorite drivers, and then there's also tracks that do autograph sessions beforehand. So it's good because it gets the kids out to be able to meet their heroes, because these drivers are heroes to them. I only wish I had a little bit more time to be able to go in more in depth with the racing, their track racing locally. But I hope by all the pictures that you were able to see, by my emotions and the information I provided, I hope that you will realize what a wonderful sport this could be. Dirt track racing is my happy place every weekend. And to be around such a great circle of people that makes you laugh and smile is the best feeling in the world. To be able to watch these guys and gals wheel a race car at high speeds, make some daring moves, all to finish the race in first place is such an energetic and suspenseful feeling. You can't help but be at a racetrack with a smile on your face. You have friends by your side and the wind blowing in your hair. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys enjoy my speech about dirt track racing.